Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your own host and friend bookkeeper Fazan, and in this short video lesson I'm gonna teach you IRR, also known as internal rate of return, right? So let's talk about internal rate of return. What is the difference between this? Is also a discounting technique to evaluate capital budgeting. Understand, it comes under discounting technique of capital budgeting. So the main difference is capital budgeting. For example, it's very easy to calculate IRR. There is a formula of Excel function. Same data. In the previous lesson, I already taught you about the net present value, discounted payback period and payback period. So in today's class, we are going to know about IRR. Internal rate of return is, remember, when where when your net present value is equals to 0. Okay, for example, now let me calculate the IRR. So the values you don't just need to drag all, that's it. You don't need to. So 16%, it means that on 16%, if you keep the 16% discounted rate, so your net present value is near to 0. Understand? So let me show you how it works. So as you know, the discounting period, although the discounting rate is 12%, but in order to calculate internal rate of return, we don't need to of discounting rate. We don't need to add discounting rate, right? But net, for example, at 16% discount rate, this is internal rate of return. But it tells you at this discounting rate is 16%, so that net present value is going to 0. For example, the net present value here, for example, if I put for example, if I put 16% here, so it will near 12%. Understand? It will near close to 12%, right? If I expand this IRR, for example, it's 15.988 for something, right? So for example, 15.988 something, if I write here discounted, for example 15.988, the IRR is 1. So you can see, understand, so 0, understand, you will see the near is to 0 if your what can I say, your discount rate is if 15.9981. Understand? So there is a relation between, for example, if I do the 15.98810, so here is the relation near to 0 or minus, understand? So when a point where your net present value is 0, your IRR, it tells you at this point your net present value is 0 when your IRR, understand? So it really helps us to calculate the evaluate the capital budget, right? Okay, 16%. Okay, so for example, for project B, it's 28.20. Understand? For project B. Okay. So for example, uh, your company's benchmark is, your owner tells you that our company's benchmark is rate of return is, for example, 6%. If it is less than, if it is greater than 6%, it's okay. If it is less than 6%, so it means that you have to reject it. Understand? So that's where we use IRR. Now let's talk about internal modern IRR, right? Modified IRR, modified internal rate of return. So let's talk about. So